and welcome to the second episode of The Pathway of a Director. And don't worry about all this. This is my computer's screensaver. Anyway, so a couple of months has passed since the first one. It's now the 20th of January. 20th of January. And yeah, there's a lot's happened. I mean, I've been doing some more research into directing. I have, from the library, I finally found my cast, so there's going to be a little bit more information about that later. And I have got approximately 2 hours until my meeting. So this is going to be the first meeting with all the cast, and this is going to be quite interesting because I've never led a online meeting before. So yeah, this is going to be quite good. Yeah, the meeting starts at 3. It's now 1. So just have to wait in this humongous room that I've hired out.
So while that meeting is happening, let me explain to you what this play is all about. So this is Shakespeare's Macbeth, however, it is in the perspective of Macduff. Now the reason for this shift in perspective is because I believe that there's more to Macduff's story. So what I've done is base this play around what Macduff did in the shadows of Macbeth's story. I have written the play into 4 scenes, which make up to around 20 minutes of a performance, because that is the maximum length I can have the performance going on for. So scene 1 is about Macduff hearing the news that Macbeth has become Thane of Cawdor, and how he felt about it. So scene 2 is about Macduff and Lennox talking outside while smoking during Macbeth's party. And this scene is also about how Macduff feels about Macbeth taking the Thane of Cawdor title. You see, Macduff did hardly any fighting compared to Macbeth, and he since wondered if he did more fighting, would he have the Thane of Cawdor title. Scene 3 is Macduff talking to Malcolm, who is plotting against Macbeth to take back the throne. And that bit's going to be a recorded scene rather than a stage scene. And scene 4 is the epic battle between Macduff and Macbeth, which I'm particularly excited for because it's going to require one of the most important props of them all, the swords. Also, this play is going to be using modern language rather than Shakespearean language so that the modern day audience can understand. And also, this is going to be English based, not Scottish based. And here are the casts. So Vim is Macduff, Lydia is Lady Macduff, Chris and Rebecca are the witches, Veronica is the servant, Connor is Lennox, Jonathan is the librarian, Matthew is Malcolm, and Bailey is Macbeth. And all of these performers will be supplying their own costumes and probably props, depending if I accept them or not. And the role of the director, writer, camera operator, film editor, and stage fight choreographer will come down to me.
Basically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people came out of 10. 5 people came out of 10. It was actually quite a successful meeting. The ones who did it, who came was Vim, Matthew, Rebecca, and Chris, and Connor. Sorry, I forgot about Connor. I mostly spoke about the witches group and the scenes 3 and 2. Those are the only things I spoke about because due to the lack of people, there wasn't much more. I can't speak about scenes 1 and 4. Bailey said he was going to come, but he missed it. Oh. Hello.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How about you?
Yeah, you don't draw the curtains across.
Sorry, I forgot to draw them back again. Oh, that was our technician. Anyway, so Connor made his briefing quite clear that he will only have available throughout each week from Monday and Thursday, only Monday and Thursday. So I have to try and make that work of him either missing the semester for the performance or having everyone else do that work on Monday and Thursday, the performance, because it's still not confirmed what day I'm in, when my performance is booked, but hopefully we'll make it work. As far as I know, I'm going to be starting rehearsing with the group, the 4 specific people on next week, either Tuesday or Thursday. Rebecca seems particularly into it as well. Well, I say particularly, everyone's particularly into it, but I'll say Rebecca because she messaged me back after the meeting saying that it was fantastic, the meeting. She feels she's quite excited about it. She's also said, like, it would be a good idea for her to memorize other people's characters as well, other characters' lines. So just in case one person gets ill, she can always take over, which I think it's a grand idea. What I need to be doing is start working on the voice work, because that's dead easy. I can get that done within about 2 weeks. But overall, I think it was a very successful meeting despite the lack of people, because we have got a very short deadline, so I need to get this up and running, because no one else is going to do it for me, because as it's my project, there's only just me as the director, producer, and whatnot. The only other thing I'll say is that Jonathan, who is in scene 3, despite the fact that his role is, I want to say, small, like his role is basically just being in the library, and he hasn't got much speaking roles. His role is actually quite the easiest of all, and he's saying he couldn't make the meeting because he was busy, which is fine because of how small the role is, but still, I'm going to have to push on him quite a bit if he wants to take that role. Otherwise, I'm going to have to try and find someone else, because if I have to be brutally honest, the role he's got is very easy to replace, because he's just a reader in a library. Basically anyone could do it. I could just find someone. But yeah, that's all the things I have to say for now about that. I got some more stuff to do. I've got rehearsal to do, so I'm going to get started on that.
Go for it.
Make sure you like photos, right?
Yeah, I can take screenshots at the same.
Okay.
So while Vim is doing his monologue, I'll show you something else that is part of this massive project. So when it comes to rehearsals, practice is research in a way, and knowing by doing is the key to success. So the fact that we're rehearsing and trying out all these kind of techniques, both physically and verbally, it will progress in making this show even better. And also another little thing I learned is this, that ideas plus theory plus practice equals the conclusion. And also there's something else that I need to tell you as well. I have watched multiple versions of Macbeth pretty much for a whole year now, ever since I took up this project. And each and every one of them differs from each other. You see, it might be the same words, the same plot, the same outcome, but the scenography of each production, the different actors, the way the actors speak, the music, the sound effects, and the different stages of each production in the play makes all of them different. Some Macbeth plays and movies are historically accurate, and some of them are even in a modern setting, for example Patrick Stewart's version, and so on and so forth. Imagine a Macbeth multiverse that has existed ever since Shakespeare wrote the first play of Macbeth. Because even back then, the play that Macbeth directed and put on is completely different to what it can be today, regardless of how much we try. And this is another bit of information I've learned. Ethnography, if that's the right way of saying it, is experiencing the event multiple times. Discourse analysis is analysing a subject from different people's perspectives. And historical research is researching how the past shapes the present. And separate to this, I have to do the boring stuff, but also some of the very important stuff, which is filling out a risk assessment form. See, I have to go through the environmental risks, the performer's risk, the audience's risk, and the hazards on and behind the stage, and I have to minimise the risks, because you see, risk times severity equals likelihood.